What's up, guys? It's Markipus and Final Lessons bring you guys episode 5 of Joker Game, and this is another spectacular episode. But first and foremost, if you guys are enjoying the content that we bring to the channel, you just happen to enjoy this video in general, please make sure you hit that like button down below, hit the subscribe if you're new, and all of that good stuff. But with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and jump straight into this review. So Marcus, why don't you tell me what you thought about it?
Oh my god, I love Joker games so much. It's so consistently interesting.
Definitely.
Because not just the time it's based, but the way it's based around said era. The way they use the spies to go all around the world and see what's going on.
Yeah.
So interesting. So, how'd the episode start, Amari?
Well, the episode started, what happened was, you see one of the spies, I don't know any of the names because they all look the fucking same, right? But it starts off, he's walking into a corner, and then he comes across a man who's held him at gunpoint. And then he's a bit confused, he's a bit baffled by that. And then two men come from behind, and then they're like, we're arresting you on suspicion of being a Japanese spy. And so he gets arrested. Right, and
yeah,
that's kind of interesting because now we've seen all the spies juking everyone, and now we're seeing in the first instance he's being caught and found out. So it's kind of interesting, kind of already a hard read on the the viewers, and then that's what happens. They talk about where they are. They were talking about York or just in England in general is where this episode takes place in England, right? And so he's being found out by the British spies, and he's under interrogation basically. He says he's a photographer. He came here to do some photography for his uncle, who he runs part of the studio in London, and all of that stuff. And like they have pictures of him, and they throw it out in front of him, and it kind of like, oh yeah, well, we've seen you with this company, like this German spy and things like that. You know, kind of strange for a photographer to be hanging around with these kind of people, wouldn't you think? And he's just there, you know, he's denying it. He's denying everything. He's like, no, that's not me, man. I'm just a photographer, man. Don't do this. And then that's that. They shine light in his eye, try and read him. They weren't able to get nothing out of it, and then now we find this other guy, the top dog, with, my god, the head shape.
The head shape. The most powerful head shape. Jesus Christ. Even watching Boku no Hero, it's more powerful than All Might when he's got one for all mode. It's so weird. He's got like circular on the top, but like the sharpest jawline and the pointiest nose.
Yeah.
This season, he's got just the weirdest head shape. He's got a scar. He just doesn't look like a person. He straight up looks like an alien. It's really
definitely
fucked up. He doesn't look nice. It's jarring to look at.
It's really jarring. But this guy, what he does now, he said he's developed the latest truth serum, and this will get more out of you than any torture ever will. And so he injects him with the truth serum, gives it time to kick in, and then he starts spouting some truth. You know, he's like, do you recognize his voice? And he's like, yeah, it's this guy. And then there's this man like on the other end of the, I don't know, I think it was a record player, like they intercepted one of the voice calls or something like that. And he's like, do you recognize this man's voice? And he's like, yeah, this is Colonel Yuki. He's like, oh well, this is the man who sold you out and all of that stuff. And
no, this is just a diplomat, and this dude sold you out.
Yeah,
because that becomes relevant later on in the episode.
Yeah,
it's just a British diplomat who was talking about things he shouldn't have been talking about over the airwaves, let's say.
And so I think what they did now, obviously at that point, they found out who he is. Now they know who he is. Everything's been confirmed. He confirmed it himself. And so what they wanted to do is send back fake intel to the Japanese Imperial Army, in order to throw them off, do some damage, try and catch them off guard a little bit and something like that. So I think he did actually, I don't know what it was he actually sent. I don't think they actually told us what it was he sent.
It was just generic intel that he sent, seemingly.
Yeah.
That would goof up the Imperial Army.
Right. So they sent it now, and they want to wait a few days until they see the actual damage that's been taken on the Japanese army. So they were gonna escort him, put his handcuffs back on, take him back to his cell or wherever he was being held for the few days while they gather that intel again. And he's like, I need to use the restroom. I need to go toilet. And the guard is like, okay, it's to the right. And then he's like, isn't the one on the left a bit closer though? And then he goes off to the right anyways. And the guard's like, how do you know that? How do you know that? And then
So suspicious.
he goes, has his piss, go washes his hands, and then he pretends to be spooked by something in the mirror. And the guard walks up like, what's that? What are you looking at? And it's just a mirror. And then Spy gives him that good clip to the jaw, knocks him right out.
Gives it straight to him, sparks him in the jaw, hits him with that lightning. His head rattles, he's gone. Ties him up in the bathroom. From there, we get on to him trying to do his escape, because he saw a little map earlier that showed like the parameters of the entire area, which was confirmed by him finding out the bathroom was on. There was another bathroom on the right that was closer. So he confirmed the map, confirmed everything, his suspicions about the area, and started to make his escape because he saw the map, memorized it in one instant. He's got those spy superpowers.
Yeah.
And started making a break for the exit on the third floor. Turns out it's a brick wall. He got fucked. The spy master, the one who was doing the secondary interrogation, is way too smart. But he notices there's this symbol on the door, a circle with a line through it. Symbol of Venus, I think.
Yeah,
maybe.
symbol of Venus, yeah.
He goes into that room. The guards start to see that there's a few people knocked out. They run around. One guard heads up, finds him in this room, and then walks away, leaving keys and a map. And then it goes into this long explanation of linking everything back to this book that Yuki gave him in the first place about this guy who called Friday, who was saved by a man on this island he was about to be eaten by cannibals. And then it goes 25 years in the future. This guy is now an army imperialist for the British army. He works with the Royal Army, but only on special occasions.
Yeah.
Where we have Japanese spies, as he taken in to be there for the Japanese spies, and he's a sleeper agent.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. It was an expertly done plot twist. They always link it back to the stuff in the beginning, so you've got to start watching out for that. So it links it back to that, and then he makes his daring escape, going through multiple rooms, dodging out the spies, does this awesome combat roll when he jumps out of the window, knocks on the window, gives the code word, guy gives the code word back, they're in a car. Then he gets onto this really interesting explanation, right, Amari?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the explanation, oh my goodness, the explanation is it throws you back. It's kind of like, oh, so this is how that happened, this is how that happened, and this is what this means. And like, they always do that at the end of each episode where they give like the explanation as to how things worked and like all of that stuff. It's kind of complicated to really explain what the thing is, because you have to go watch it yourself to fully understand and grasp the meaning of it. But yeah,
literally. But for a short breakdown, Yuki's too powerful. He's got too much brains in him.
He's just so smart.
He's just figured everything out, and he's got it all planned. And this was like an elaborate ruse to set up part of their own, like, internal affairs or foreign affairs agency for leaking information. Yeah, that's irrefutable because one of their spies was caught from a British diplomat who had information leaked to him. Impeccable. The way they tie everything together at the end of the episode is just, it's masterful. It's ridiculous. It's so clean, and it always works. Like last episode, they tied it up with just you seeing one dude. You seeing him, and you see his face change shape, and you're like, everything makes sense. Yeah. Every single thing makes sense. It's so fucking awesome. But we've come to the end of the review. Definitely. Make sure you get up, get to that subscribe, stick around, watch our older videos, watch our new videos to come, and like, comment, all that good stuff. Twitter, Facebook, we have one of those.
We do.
Yeah, for all those social medias. soon to be coming Instagram. That's a lie.
Instagram, Snapchat, yeah, let's get it, let's go.
Oh no, you don't want to see us. But that's been us. That's been DeusOtaku, Marcus, and Final Lessons. We out.